Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and happy Sunday. I'm sitting here in my pajamas still with a full face of makeup, but let's be real, obviously my hair is not done. Today's video is going to be the first video in a series I'm doing on my channel all about overhyped products. Today's video's theme is going to be a full face using all high-end overhyped products. So I picked products in my collection that are all high-end priced, and I feel like they've gotten just so much hype on YouTube. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. I'll discuss a little bit further as we go through. Please keep in mind I feel like I would still consider myself mostly a beginner in makeup. I suck at putting on lashes, I'm not very good at blending out shadows, and I am not very creative when it comes to eye looks. Typically, I'll either follow along YouTube tutorials or I'll just do like a super neutral look on my own. So please keep that in mind throughout the video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you like this sort of video, definitely let me know in the comment box below because I have tons more videos about overhyped products planned for this series. And let me know some products that you think are overhyped, whether they be drugstore or high-end. I definitely have videos planned for both the drugstore and high-end. So I'm really excited about this series and I hope you guys are too. But if you're curious about how I got this look using all high-end overhyped products, then let's get started. Alright you guys, so for primer today we are starting out with the Milk Blur Stick Primer. This got so much hype when it first came out. I feel like there's a lot of negative reviews on this once it actually got into people's hands. I haven't played around with this too much. I've only used it a couple of times, so I don't really have an opinion for or against this project, or this product. But this is the primer that we're going to be going in with today. I feel like I have a lot of pores kind of like around my nose and stuff. That's where I feel like I need the most amount of blur. I do know one of the sort of gripes against this product is the like level of sanitation due to literally it being a stick product and you're like wiping it on your face and then there's all those germs on the actual stick. Okay, I put a lot of that on, but I do feel like it's one of those that doesn't feel too tacky after you put it on. So like as far as this making your makeup last longer, not so sure that I think it's going to do that. But if you're looking for a good blurring primer, I do feel like it does blur my pores actually pretty nicely. So if you're looking for something to just blur and then maybe you go in with like a tacky primer after, this may work for you. Alright, and then for foundation I have an oldie but a goodie. This was getting so much hype about 2 years ago when I first got into YouTube and makeup and things like that. And this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I have mine in the shade Y235, which I think is a little bit dark for me. I still have not perfected the art of shade matching, but I'm going to go in with this foundation today. It's like thicker than I remembered. I haven't used this foundation in a little bit. I should start using that again because I actually do enjoy this foundation. And then I'm just going to go in with my Morphe 439 and buff that in. I need to, it's brush washing day, so I'm washing this afterwards.
It got your makeup?
And if you hear someone in the background, it's my daughter.
Mommy.
She's doing her makeup while I do mine. Okay, and because it's Sunday and I'm not doing much, I'm not going to carry it down onto my neck today. Normally I would, but as you can tell, this applied really streaky because I really need to wash this brush. So I'm going to go in with a damp beauty blender and blend all this out. So I'm just going to go in with about half a pump on my beauty blender and then blend this in here. I'm literally using like my viewfinder right now as a mirror.
Yeah.
Alright guys, here is the foundation. I forgot how much I love this. It definitely has more of like a medium coverage. You can build this up. I feel like it is super lightweight. Like it doesn't even feel like I have anything on my skin, but it does like even out my skin tone. I actually am a really big fan of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, and I think it does deserve the hype that it gets or used to get. This is one where if I finish it, I would definitely consider repurchasing it. I also have the stick version of this, which I also really enjoy, and will repurchase that when I finish that. So I do agree with the hype 100% on this foundation. Obviously, this would not be an overhyped video if I didn't talk about or use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer for my concealer. So that's what we're going in with today. I am currently using the shade Fair. I got this when it first released. Now I recently purchased the Fair Beige, which I feel like will be a better color match for me, but I want to get through the Fair before I open the other one. So I'm just going to take this underneath my eyes, and as I'm sure you guys have heard or have experienced, if you have this foundation, a little bit goes a long way, simply because the doe foot applicator is so big and holds on to so much product. And this is so full coverage, like this is way too much that I have on right now, but we're gonna roll with it today. And then just so you guys also know, if you think it's a little bit weird, I usually do under my eyes and then my chin, and then after that's all blended out and I have like my powder on to either bake it or set it, then I go in with my forehead, just because I feel like my wrinkle lines on my forehead, like foundation settles into them as I'm blending out the rest of my concealer. So I do that after, so that I can then go ahead and blend away any foundation that has settled into my forehead lines. So we're just going to blend this out. Okay, so as you can tell, it's super light on my skin. Like, I look ghostly right now. This is a little bit ridiculous. I do like the Tarte Shape Tape. I don't, however, use it on a day-to-day basis. Like, if I'm going to work, I definitely use a more lighter coverage concealer, just because this obviously is so full coverage and I just don't need that for work. But I do enjoy the Tarte Shape Tape. I think it deserves all the hype it gets. I mean, it gets so much hype. And I think it's a really great concealer, but again, for me, for every day, I just don't need something this full coverage. So if you guys never wear full coverage concealer, then I would say you could probably skip the Tarte Shape Tape. So for powder today, I'm actually going in with a product that I personally do not like. I've tried it so many times and tried to love this, but this is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is just too dry for my skin. Like, it just does not work. But today I'm going to go in just with my damp sponge, and I'm just going to like pounce this in. I'm not going to try and like actually bake. I'm just going to try and set my under eyes with this.
Mommy's doing the makeup.
Oh, got powder in my lungs.
Hi, Mom.
Alright, so next up we're going to move on to the eyes, and then we'll come back to the face. For eyeshadows, I actually chose my Natasha Denona Lila palette. I do feel like Natasha Denona gets a lot of hype on YouTube, and it may solely be because of the actual price of these, but these do get talked about quite a bit. Now, I'm not going to do anything totally crazy today as far as an eye look is concerned, simply because this is actually my first video where I'm actually doing my makeup on camera. I am by no means a makeup artist or even close. Like, sometimes I'm editing videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought I blended better than that. But this is the eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using for eyes today. So yeah, we'll just jump right into the eyes here. I actually am going to go in with just a little bit more of that Shape Tape to use as an eyeshadow primer base. I'm not huge into actual eyeshadow primers. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I know, like, I think it's it's Too Faced that has ones that I feel like do get really hyped. Or is it Urban Decay? I don't know. And then obviously the MAC paint pots. I could have pulled that out for this video because I do have those, but we're just going to go in with the concealer today, and then I will set that using one of the shades in the Lila palette. And actually, there's not a good setting shade, so I'm just going to take a little bit of that Laura Mercier powder and use that to set the eyes. Alright, so looking at the palette, I'm first going to go in with this shade right here, which They're basically just, are they just numbered shades? This is called Pre-SE. Anyway, I'm going to go in with this shade right here as my first transition shade. And take this in the crease. Okay, that ended up being quite a bit darker than I expected, but we're gonna roll with it. Okay, next I'm going to take this shade right here, right below the one that we took in the crease. This has a little bit of a sheen to it, but I'm gonna see how it plays on the outer V, and I'm just gonna take this on a Sigma E25 and try and place it in the like outer V of my eye. I have not played around much with this palette, and like I said, I am no blending wizard here, so we'll see how this even turns out. I'm actually switching brushes to a Morphe M506 to try and just get a little bit better placement before I blend. Then I'll go in with my Morphe E25 and just blend it into the crease a little bit more. We're looking a little scary. So then I'm going to go back in with my Morphe M441 and then just try and diffuse up a little bit again. Okay, so then obviously if I'm playing with a Natasha Denona palette, I have to play with one of her shimmer colors. So we're actually going to go in with this color right here all over the lid. But before that, I am going to lay down a glitter glue. And one of the only like higher end glitter glues I feel like I hear talked about on YouTube is the Too Faced. I think this is the Shadow Insurance. Just says Too Faced glitter glue. Glitter shadow primer. Anyway, so I'm going to go in with this all over the lid just to ensure that, because I have such hooded lids, to make sure that there's not as much like stuff coming up, if you catch my drift. Then I'm going to go in with my MAC 242, and before I try this with Fix Plus, I'm going to do it without Fix Plus. But obviously MAC Fix Plus gets so much hype here on YouTube. I'm sure you've heard many a person talk about it. So anyway, we're going to go in with that purple shimmer shade and just pack this onto the lid. If I didn't say, I'm using a MAC 242 brush for this. And it actually has... It looks pretty intense even without MAC Fix Plus. So that's awesome. So there, I don't know, my eyes look super scary on camera right now. Okay, so with this shade, I don't feel like I need to use any Fix Plus, so I'm not going to. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, lay down the glitter glue, and then go in with that purple shimmer shade. Alright, you guys, for contour, I chose the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Mine has been absolutely destroyed by my daughter, as you can tell, but I typically go in with either this shade right here or this shade right here. Today I'm going to go in with this Cool Tone shade, and we are going to chisel out the cheeks. And for a contour brush, I personally like to use the Morphe M510 brush.
It got beautiful.
So cheeks are done, and then on my forehead, I usually go in with the Morphe 523 in that exact same color, and then just obviously go around my hairline. Okay, so there is contour. Usually I just go in with a contour shade or a bronzer shade, and I don't do both, but for the purpose of this video, I am going to do both. And the bronzer that I chose for this video is NARS Laguna. I feel like that's an OG overhyped product. That's one that always gets talked about when you think about like NARS bronzers. I know lately like a lot of other great bronzers have come out, but I wanted to throw in some OGs. So we are going to be using the NARS Laguna bronzer for my bronzer today. And then I'm just going to be using my Morphe R2 brush to go in. And I'm using the NARS, or the Laguna bronzer, out of one of my NARS palettes. So
yeah, it's like this, like this.
Okay, so then obviously after just talking about NARS, the obvious choice for blush would have been NARS Orgasm. However, I actually have never tried NARS Orgasm, nor do I have it in my collection. So for blush today, I chose Becca's Flower Child. I feel like Becca blushes get a lot of hype on YouTube. They're a really great formula, and Flower Child is the one that I feel like I hear hyped up the most. So this is the blush that we're going to go in with today. And if you guys have never used a Becca blush before, you have to go in super light-handed because they are very pigmented. Like, that's just a little dab in. So then I just pat it super lightly onto the cheeks. And I'm using a Morphe M501 brush. Like I said, you guys, I'm literally like no makeup artist. There's probably some of you who are much better at doing makeup than me and are horrified as you watch me put my own makeup on. If you have any tips, let me know in the comments below, but do the same thing to the other side. Alright, so then for highlight, I was thinking about going with a Becca highlight, but since I did the Becca blush, I figured I'd change up the brand, and I went with an Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. I went with the newest one, which is the Sugar Glow Kit. I'm going to be going in with the shade Starburst, which is this like pink colored one. And I'm going in with my Anastasia A23 brush and just highlighting the cheekbone. Alright, same thing on the other cheek. So then for brows, we're going to go in with another product that's super overhyped that I don't necessarily love, and that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. I have mine in dark brown. I just personally don't love this product. I haven't used it in a really long time though. I feel like I've gotten a little bit better at doing my brows over the last year or so, but we'll see how this goes. I'm one that just likes to put like shadow on my brows and call it a day. Definitely not a brow queen. Okay, this isn't going as horribly as I thought it was going to, but okay, so we're gonna call it good on this side. Some of you out there are probably horrified, but that's okay. This is just me. Okay, I don't hate this as much as I remember hating this back in the day. This isn't as bad as I remember. So there's that. But we're just gonna call the brows good today because I'm losing patience quickly. Mostly due to my daughter, not the video, but I also look way crazy in this. Okay, so the one cheat thing I have to do is I don't have a gel eyeliner to put in my waterline that I feel like is overhyped and high-end. So I am going to go in with my tried and true ColourPop and I believe Stomper in my waterline just because I do want to use a gel liner with this look. You guys, so off camera I did cheat and go in with, it is gel liner ColourPop in Stomper, and I did that on my lower lash line. So then to complete the eye look, I'm first going to go in with that first color we used in the crease, this one right here, and I'm going to take this Sigma Blending E36 brush. It's a really small brush. I love to use this on my lower lash line, and I'm going to smoke this out onto my lower lash line. Also thought it might be fun to take that shimmery shade again and try and smoke that out on the lower lash line as well. I just want to see what that will look like. And for that I'm taking a Real Techniques smudger brush. So then I'm actually not huge into brow bone highlighting, but for the inner corner I'm going to take this color right here in the Natasha Denona palette, and I'm going to use that to highlight my inner corners. And I'm using a MAC 228 brush for this. That's a really pretty color. I don't know if you can even see it on camera, but I like it. Last but not least, we are going to go in with some lashes. Some lashes I hear talked about all the time are the Huda Beauty Samantha lashes. So those are the lashes I'm going to go in with today. I'm going to do this off camera because I suck at putting lashes on, so we'll see how long this even takes me to get them on, but I'm gonna pop these on and I will be right back. Got the lashes on, not perfectly. I'm not surprised at all. But anyway, last thing to complete the look would be lips, and what gets more hype than the Kylie lip kits? So today I'm going to be going in with Dolce K. I have the pencil and the liquid lipstick. I'm just going to use this to finish off the look, and then we're going to call it a day. This needs to be sharpened. Cool. Well, okay, I don't feel like finding my sharpener right now for my lip pencil, so we're just going to go in with the liquid lipstick today, because really, who needs the pencil? So my lips are already pretty dry, so this is not going to be a pretty sight today because the Kylie liquid lipsticks are a little drying. I do have a review on them, you guys, if you are curious. I can link that below. But oh, and the lips are a little dark for this look. I look a wee bit crazy, but that's okay. Alright guys, this is the final look using all high-end products that have been overhyped over the years. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to do so before you go. Let me know in the comment box below some items that you think are overhyped, whether they be high-end or drugstore. I definitely have videos planned for both genres of overhyped products. But yeah, you guys, that is going to complete today's video, and I'll just see you in my next one. Bye!